Yo guys, it's David. Finally back with another video. For some reason decided to take a long ass hiatus again after again saying I was going to be making videos again. But this time, again it's excuses after excuses and I'm tired of making them, but I've really been working hard on my brand. I've been really going in, the name of the brand, which I was kind of waiting to reveal, but it's kind of out there now, is Mask Studio. So that's what I've kind of been working on. I'll share more and more as I make videos, but for right now, if you want to kind of see some the pictures of some of the shit that I'm doing and how I've been working on it and whatnot, make sure you go follow me on Instagram at it's mask _ Dave, where you can kind of see some of the pictures I posted and shit like that. But to be honest, I miss making videos again. I still see you guys support. I still get random followers, subscribers, things like that. It really means a lot because I never expected to really get shit, and it's not like I have some massive fucking fan base, but to have anybody watch something that you make and look at it and like it it's so fucking fresh. The last video I made about talking about my favorite websites, at first I was kind of disheartened because I thought I was going to do way better off top, and being a smaller YouTuber I probably shouldn't have expected that, and I'm not really a YouTuber, but now seeing it's 5, 6, almost 6,000 views, over 5,000, which for me that's amazing. I couldn't. That's so cool if people actually want to watch my shit that many times. That's crazy. So I wanted to get back today, and the way I wanted to get back is I had recently just took a trip to New York City with one of my closest friends and his mom. She's like a second mother to me. It was kind of almost like a gift for him for he just graduated college. We're the same age, but he was getting a BFA. So I graduated last year, but it was kind of like a gift for him, and she's like, I want you to come with too, because it's just we're really close like that. So I got to finally see the city for what it really is, because I don't even remember if I talked about it, but I worked for Vlone at the Harlem pop-up back in February, so a minute ago, and before anybody floods the comment sections with the comments talking about blah blah blah, here's the links to this video, I know what happened, bro. I saw it, I'm not stupid. So regardless, when I was there, I was just kind of going from, I was staying on the Lower East Side, and I would just go straight up to Harlem every day, and that was kind of it. I was working, and then going to sleep, staying at the hotel. I didn't do a whole lot. I went out one night, barely did shit. So for the most part, I didn't really get to see New York. And to be honest, it kind of left a sour taste in my mouth, because I was all I've experienced in New York City was a lot of money being spent on dumb shit. Really expensive ways to get around the city. The food was more expensive, and I didn't like the congestion. It's not like Chicago, at least where I was, the buildings and alley, everything just feels so close, and it's claustrophobic, and there's partying all night and throw up on the streets and garbage everywhere, and it was just gross. So it was cool to finally this time get the real cool experience in New York City, and I enjoyed the hell out of it. I got to go to all the cool shopping places I've always wanted to go, the whole Soho area. I got to see Fifth Avenue, Madison Avenue. I had a really awesome time, and I wanted to just kind of share my shopping experiences, experiences as a whole, what I bought, the things I got. It was weird. I kind of got a lot of accessories and stuff like that, on my trip there. So I'm going to share that with you guys today. So let's get right into it. All right, so I'm going to start off with probably the most relatable thing, and people probably come if you want to watch my videos to see purchases like this. So for a while, I've kind of always had a wallet. I've always been a wallet guy. And I'm just always getting really tired of having big fucking clunky giant wallets, because I don't really carry cash. I always feel like someone's gonna rob me. So if they do, I'd rather them just take a debit card, then I just cancel the shit. So it doesn't really matter. So I always want a card holder. So when I was in Barney's, I don't know where the fuck that was, on Madison Avenue. We spent a day. I walked down there, went to all the different luxury stores. Barney's was so awesome. It's just 10 floors. It was so cool. But I kind of had in mind the things, if I was going to buy stuff in New York City, what I did want to buy, stuff I actually needed. Because, I haven't been buying as much because I'm trying to start a business, so it's kind of hard to buy as many clothes. And, to be honest, if you're starting a brand, I like my shit better than anybody else's. I like the stuff I'm making. I think it's fucking fresh. That's why I'm a fucking wear. But besides the point, I kind of wanted a card holder, so that is what I bought. And I stooped down to a place that normally I wouldn't do, but I bought this Balenciaga card holder when I was at Barney's. It's got these cool details on the back, kind of I don't fucking know what the, almost I don't fucking know. Regardless, it's super tight. I just thought it was super cool, and it was on a heavy sale. There's no way I would have bought it, because I think retail's $250, and I paid $89, I think I paid for it. But it's exactly what I wanted. It has enough room, I could fit my debit card, credit card, and then like my ID, and then my school ID, which I keep to get into places for free, even though I'm not in school. And then if I like want to put like $5-10 like in like the main like pouch area, if you can see on the top, like I can. So this was like an actual like needed pickup. Did it need to be Balenciaga? No, it didn't. But I've been kind of like, I mean, this is kind of like more of a turquoise, but like all like the shit I've been working on, I'm kind of in like a green place. So this kind of fit with everything. And again, I always think about stuff like if I get tired of this, Balenciaga's low-key pop, not low-key, high-key popping right now. If I don't like this anymore, I move on with it. Someone will buy it from me. So first main purchase, probably like the main like fashion purchase, I guess, while I was there, besides a couple little things. Balenciaga card holder and a teal color, bro. Alright, so like the next like big bulk of purchases, which is not normally like me, for some reason, you know, I've always had a hard time like buying like nicer jewelry, you know, bracelets, necklaces, things like that, sunglasses. I've always had a hard time spending more money on accessory, which is, it's a strange thing, because when you think about it, they're like the things you can kind of wear almost every day, you know, it's not like the normal shit, you know? But while I was in New York, I actually bought like 3 different like pieces of jewelry essentially. So the first one I'm going to show is this bracelet right here. It's just kind of like a leather bracelet. It's got these cool like, I don't know what you'd call these, almost like rings that like come off, like D-rings that come off. It's super awesome. It's nice and like thick. You know, it was just like I was in Soho and I just saw this guy, he had like a stand on like the side of the street, right? And he was like making like his own shit. So I'm like, you know, this is kind of cool. I'm gonna go take a look. You know, and I found this and immediately like I fell in love with it. You know, and I asked my prices, and the price was like $35, and I think he ended up bringing it down to like 30. So I'm like, you know what, man, I'm gonna wear this shit every day, so I might as well make the purchase. And already, like, I love the thing. But the problem is, and this is, I'm gonna share a tip with you today. So for me personally, I get weird reactions to certain metals. Like I know, like sterling silver, stainless steel for sure, they don't bother me. I can wear them, do whatever. But like this metal right here, I wore this for a couple of days, and I started getting like a rash and like bumps on my wrist. So what you can do to stop that, if it's like, it's probably not that expensive of metal, I mean it was $30, so whatever, is you can take, my grandma told me this, always listen to any advice your grandma gives you, she's always right, period. So she goes, take clear nail polish, you know I have clear nail polish, wipe it along the back of the metal, so it'll create like a clear finish over it, so that it won't bother your skin. Even if you have like rings that like can turn your finger blue, like this one does, which I need to fix and put the polish on, like it will fix that. It creates a clear coating so you can continue to wear it. So this is probably one of my coolest purchases while I was there. A little bit sketchy, I had to pay with like my card on some weird street stamp, but he gave me a janky ass receipt. But regardless, cool leather metal bracelet. So like the last like another, I'm wearing it right now, another like jewelry / accessories, I bought this simple chain, just like a nice stainless steel chain. Let me see if I can take this shit off without hanging myself. So I was walking around the Soho area again, and I happened to stumble onto a street, it's called Canal Street, which I don't know, like it kind of was like weird. Like I remember this Rocky lyric, not to sound like super fucking weird, but where he was like, you know, hit Canal Street, vintage gold medallions, and I'm like, oh shit, like, you know, I think this is where I am. And I looked around, and pretty much everyone there is like, Rolex, you want a Rolex, you want gold, you want blah blah blah, and I'm just like, this has to be it. So I turned the corner, and there was actually like the spot I think he was probably talking about, because he's got like his picture on it, like a bunch of different members of ASAP and like other like rappers like Joey Badass and shit all came through there. I didn't actually go in there because it was like you had to like be buzzed in, and I don't like fucking with that shit because then I feel like I'm wasting people's time because I wasn't gonna buy anything that expensive. But I walked next door and it was just like a real cheap, you know, simple, just cheap ass jewelry place, and I just wanted a simple silver chain because I pretty much wear silver. I'm not like the biggest gold person, so found this, $30, stainless steel. You know, I don't have to worry about any weird shit happening with like my neck and my skin. Fits really well. Like I can just tuck it away, or if I'm wearing like a shirt like unbuttoned and whatnot, it hangs really well. It's not like too short and it's not too long, because I don't like necklaces either where like they're so short that you have to clasp them. I like to just be able to put them over my head. So this was definitely a very, very good purchase. Another $30. I mean, I got some pretty decent little accessories, and it was all just over $100 for a ring, you know, bracelet, necklace, like super, super cool purchases and things that I'll actually wear every day. So that's it for like the jewelry shit. Okay, so one of the main reasons why we went there, and you know, my close friend's name is Jeremy. He's an artist. He's amazing, like beyond talented, and you know, like that was kind of part of the thing. He wanted to be able to see like all those museums and whatnot, because obviously New York is the place to go for art in the United States. So one of the first places we went to was the Met, and you know, not thinking about, you know, what I wanted to see, I just obviously remember, you know, the Met Gala wasn't that long ago, and of course this year's fucking, what the fuck you call it? You know what the fuck I mean. It was based off of Comme des Garçons. That was the theme. The theme. It was Comme des Garçons by Ray Coco, which, she to me, in fashion history, she is a top 5 dead or alive. And when I say fashion history, I don't mean like the designers that maybe you just all just know. It's beyond that. I would say dead or alive, she's top 5, undebatable, one of the greatest designers of all time. What makes her so special to me is having the ability to be like, I mean, she's obviously before McQueen, but how McQueen and her could create the most beautiful avant-garde pieces that were just art. And that's what it was art. But even if it didn't look functional, it was just beautiful pieces of clothing that took so much work. But then at the same time, what maybe put her a step ahead of like a McQueen to me is her ability to make clothing that connected with the people and that people could wear and go out every day. You could have your Comme des Garçons that you could wear as you go out at night, as you wear when you're like in a pissed off, you can, for anything. And then you had it where you could appreciate it as a true art form, and that's why to me she's one of the greatest designers, artists of all time. If it wasn't for her, I think a lot of our current favorite designers that we speak upon a lot could not exist if she didn't exist. So while we were there, obviously she has her exhibit set up there. I got to see it, and it was beautiful, very inspirational for me and my work. I don't tend to get too inspired by other artists because it's kind of, a lot of times it leads to emulation, which is not always the best thing. It can be very good if you can take your own spin on it, but while I was there, I bought the book. I wanted to have something to kind of remember it. It was like 50 bucks, and you can kind of just see it's got some like the cool like images and shit, like a lot of like the clothing that she had like in the exhibit. It was like $50, and it came with like the kind of like, this is like the paper like guide of like the exhibit and everything, and like the more written part of it. And then you have like, it came with this, because like the book itself was 50, and then these things were 25, so it was 55 if I bought both. So it's kind of a no-brainer. And then it kind of has like a picture layout of the exhibit. So super cool for a good price and a good like kind of memory. And for like this book for me as reference, I'm an image person. I've always wished I could read more, but I'm always more into imagery, because to me a lot of times, images can say so much. I've always been an image and then short text. Those are the things that affect me because they make you think. So really happy with this purchase. I'll probably keep this forever and always use it as a cool reference guide. So if you don't know a lot about Rei Kuo-Kowo, Comme des Garçons in general, I suggest you do some research and learn. Not like the play shit. The play stuff's cool, but still, like her real pieces are just phenomenal and inspirational. So awesome time getting to see that. Alright. So I know a lot of you at this point are probably like, dude, this is a fashion challenge. You not buy any clothes while you were in New York City? How did you go to New York City and not buy any clothes? Well, I almost didn't, to be honest. It wasn't until the last day that I actually made any purchases. It was kind of funny. I got to see all these amazing stores. I went to all the places I wanted to go to, but I was kind of underwhelmed. Maybe I just didn't find anything good prices. A lot of stuff, even with the sales, is still expensive. And again, I'm not trying to spend a lot of money. But on the last day, I kind of went to like the 2 places I was excited for. So I don't really care what the fuck the trend is. Like, you can tell me like, bro, like vintage band tees are dead. Like the vintage t-shirt thing is over. Like, it's already been done. It's over. I really don't fucking care. Like, I don't care. I never care. Like, I've been wearing shit like this for a long time, and it just doesn't really matter. If everyone's doing it, I just like it. So I bought this shirt. I was at a place called Metropolis Vintage, which I was really, really, really looking forward to going to. So this is a band called The Doors. Probably most famously known almost for like Jim Morrison and his kind of like death. He had a very iconic drug-filled, alcohol-filled life, and his death was kind of very popularized. But it's more of one of those things, kind of like how I felt like about Marilyn Manson. Like, I'm not exactly the biggest fan of his music. It's not like, there's definitely songs with him like I do like, but I think almost as a person, because I like research, like I watch like all of his interviews because I like the knowledge that he has to offer, and like I feel like I can honor him in that way. And like what Jim Morrison was is kind of like a staple figure, almost even like a person like Prince was to me. Like they were an important figure in humanity, is the way I appreciate it. And to be honest, this t-shirt, it fit well. It's kind of slightly shorter, which I like. I feel like when you're a bigger dude and you wear longer shirts, it kind of exposes more. It's just like a weird thing, but the color is almost what drew me in the most. And you have the back here too. It's got this like Lizard King thing. It's super tight. I mean, this was definitely like a little expensive. 60 bucks for a t-shirt, but like these vintage t-shirts you might never find again. But like I said, it was that color. The color and the fit, and I love the feel of these old t-shirts. Like, they're so soft, and seeing that washed black, I wish was something that was easier to recreate, because that's pretty much how all my clothing would be if I could. But super big fan of this, just the Doors, band tee. I think it was like 60 bucks. But that Metropolis Vintage place, if you're ever in New York City, make sure you go. People were super nice. When I spent like an hour or so in there, it was just a great place to see some cool stuff. So the other store I was most excited about going to, which I kind of ended up being underwhelmed because it was like, I don't know, they're in between like seasons and like the sales just ended, so they didn't have a lot of shit. It's Dover Street Market, which all in all, like the store experience, it was such a cool laid out store, and like the design of it was awesome. But I kind of felt like it was hard to find shit. Like the men's stuff and the women's was so mixed, and like it was a struggle. But right as I was leaving, like I barely made it in time. They were almost closing when I got there. I saw like this little section that had like these kind of like more like skate type shit, and I saw this shirt. No idea what the brand is. I can't even read the text, but it just says Crazy Eddie on it, which like green is like my favorite color right now. So like I don't have a lot of white t-shirts. I just thought the design was cool, and it was like $12. So it fit me really well. It's like a good fit, just like a classic t-shirt. I mean, it's just a cheap t-shirt, so it should have been $12. But I thought it was super tight. Like the Crazy Eddie thing, I don't know if you guys ever listen to Death Grips. It's like one of my favorite, like just favorite music. They have a song like Eddie, baby, Eddie's crazy, which kind of like remind me of that. So maybe that's why I liked it so much. But yeah, $12, Dover Street Market was super cool. You know, but yeah, like to be honest, like I was kind of underwhelmed by a lot of the stores. It was cool to more or less just see the stuff like in person. But as far as making purchases, I just didn't really find anything that was like, I really want this that bad to spend this kind of money on it here. Like Saks had some really cool stuff on sale, like some good helmet laying. The D Squared store was really awesome. I love their stuff. But yeah, I mean shit, 2 t-shirts is fucking good enough. I was more of like an accessory trip, so. But vintage, Eddie baby, yeah. Alright, so that's going to wrap it up for today's video. It's kind of good to be back and kind of share. It's kind of cool to share something that just like happened. You know, like I just got back from New York like last week. So really awesome trip. Again, it was great to actually see like New York City and just seeing everything else, all the museums. You know, we stayed right by Central Park, which was really cool to see. I had a really awesome time, and seeing like basically what would be the fashion capital of the United States was really inspiring. Got to see FIT, the little thing they had going on there, a little like exhibit type thing. So I had a really awesome time. My New York experience was great. It actually makes me want to go back again soon, which I don't know if I'll have the money, but who knows. So I'm going to really try hard to come back with more videos. You know, like I kind of said earlier, like I don't have the money to be buying clothes like I used to. I have it, but you know, it's going towards something bigger than this. But the thing I do feel like I have to offer, because I'll always be a thrifter dude. Like I will always be buying thrifted clothes. But every week I'll have something new. But I could spend a couple bucks. But like, you know, the other thing I want to do is start talking about shit more, like talking about the actual fashion scene, maybe things that are going on, whatever, not like the fucking, I'm not going to be like a fucking tabloid type shit, but like cool stuff that's going on, maybe give like some information and my opinions, because, you know, I feel like I might have some cool opinions to offer, and I'd like to actually like interact with some of you guys and talk about it, you know, like it's really, really cool to like see the, like the engagement with the videos. And that's like what I was saying before, like make sure you guys follow me. It's just mask_Dave, like on Instagram. Like I want to actually like see you guys and like get to even like know you, like see like your face. It's like how you look. It's weird to like be interacting with people you can't even put like a kind of like a face on what they're saying. So please make sure you look at me there, and again to like kind of look at the stuff I'm working on my brand. But I'm gonna try and be out with another video this week, but I'm not gonna make any hardcore promises because, you know, I have been really working hard, but I want to get back to this, you know, like I enjoy this. So thank you guys for staying with me. If any of you guys who've like watched all my videos before or whatnot, I appreciate it a lot. And if you're new, I mean, subscribe and shit. Like you can do whatever you want, to be honest, just because I like people watching my videos. But I ain't gonna force you to do anything. So thank you guys for tuning in. I'll be back soon. Peace.